This call is now being recorded.
In the last class we had some disturbance. Please keep your microphone in mute unless it is necessary. While you are answering, you can unmute. Yeah, thank you. Yeah, in the last class we have seen several problems like given a quadratic equation ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0, how to find roots of that quadratic equation. We have seen like we will be having two roots for that quadratic equation r1 and r2. By using the formula directly we could able to compute like minus b plus r minus square root of b square minus 4ac by 2a. That is the formula. So if you put plus, we will get one root, minus, then we will get another root. Like that we have calculated and we have drawn the flow chart associated with this. What was the input that we have taken in that formula? What was the input we have taken? Yes, ax square plus bx plus c equal to 0. For this, to find out the roots, what are the inputs we require? Yeah, please answer. You can send a message as well. What are the inputs we have to take? Yes.
ABC.
ABC. ABC will be the input. Then output will be R1 and R2. So like this, we will be calculating. We will be taking the input. Then we'll convert that input into output. Yeah. Next. Next, we have seen another problem like how we could able to find factors of a given number. Suppose let us give the number as a 12. What are the factors? 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 12. These are the factors of the given number. So how we can obtain these factors from the given number? This also we have seen. Like we will be taking the input as the number n, and starting from 1 up to the given number, we have to divide the number with the every number from 1 to n. Like you consider k value starts from 1, k value initially 1, we will divide n with k, that is with 1, and if the remainder is 0, then we can say k is the factor. Next, k will be incremented, so k becomes 2. Then again we will find out whether n mod k is equal to 0 or not. If it is 0, then we will display k, otherwise just we will increment k value. If it is not equal to 0, then what we will do, just we will increment the k value and we will again check whether n mod k is equal to 0 or not. This process we will repeat until k becomes greater than n. If k is n, then also we will check. Why? Because for 12 is also a factor. That's why we will go up to n. Okay, this is the problem which we have discussed in the previous class. Do you have any doubts so far in this particular problem? Yes, any doubts?
No, sir.
Okay. Now, if you consider 120 as the given number for the same problem, the number is 120. Okay, input is 120. Then what will be the output? You please tell. 1, 2, 3, then 4, 5, 6, 7. Is the 7 factor of 120? Yes, please tell me. This simple one only, right? 7 is not the factor of 120. So 8, yes. 9, no. 10, yes. 11, no. 12, yes. Next, 13, 14, 15.
No,
Yeah.
sir.
15, yes.
15
Next,
years.
next.
20,
20, yeah. Next,
24,
24,
30,
yeah. 30,
40, 60, 1.
yeah. 40, 60, 120. Okay. Now if you observe, for a given number n can be anything like 1200 or 12,000 or 1 lakh. It can be anything. For that particular number, same number is a factor, definitely. Yes or no? For 120, 120 is a factor. For 12, 12 is a factor. That's obvious thing. Yes. Next, one more observation if you make, suppose if the given number is 120, how many divisions we have to perform? Like how many times we have to perform this one? To find all the factors of the given number, how many times we have to perform division and obtain the remainder? Yeah. Did you get the question? Like you consider n value as 6. So 6 we will divide with 1. 6 we will divide with 2, then 3, 4, 5, 6. So up to 6 we will repeat. So how many times we are repeating? 6 times this division. Similarly, if n value is 120, then how many times we have to perform division?
120 times.
120 times. If the value is 1200, then 1200 times. If the value is n, then n times we have to what you call divisions we have to perform. That is what we can observe from this. Okay. Now you consider any number, like you consider 120 itself. Can we have factor for 120 after 60 other than 120? Try to understand. After 60, can we have a factor for 120 other than 120? Other than itself. Is there any possibility? I will give one simple clue here. Just 40 is a factor. How 40 can be the factor is 40 time 40 multiplied by 3 is 120. That's why it is a factor. Similarly, 60 is a factor. So 60 multiplied by 2, it is a factor. So 60 is a factor. Next, similarly 30, if you consider 30 multiplied by 4. Similarly, 24 multiplied by 5 is 120. Next, 20 multiplied by 6, 15 multiplied by 8, then 12 multiplied by 10. Like this, we are having several factors. For all those factors, we are having some multiple, isn't it? 30 multiplied by 4 is 120. 40 multiplied by 3 is 120. 60 multiplied by 2 is 120. So like this, whole numbers we are having. Yes or no? For you consider 5. For 5, what is the factor? Like what's the multiple in order to get 120? 24. Okay, 5 into 24. Like 6. For 6, we are having 20. Next, for 8, we are having 15. For 10, we are having 12. For 12, we are having 10. Like that, for every multiple or for every factor, we will be having integer multiple in order to get the given number. Similar to that, 30 multiplied by 4, 40 multiplied by 3, 60 multiplied by 2. If you observe in all these, okay, starting from 1, you can observe 1 into 120, 2 into 60, 3 into 40, 4 into 30. Like this, it is keep on decreasing. Yes or no? It is keep on decrementing. Is it clear?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Now, if you consider 30 multiplied by 4, 40 multiplied by 3, 60 multiplied by 2, what it can be anything. The next one, it should be what? Second one should be 1, isn't it? It should be 1. Yes or no? Are we having any other integers between 1 and 2? Are we having any other integers between 1 and 2? No.
Yes, sir.
So there is no possibility other than this one. So anyway, this 120 is a factor of itself. So we no need to check 61 to 119. Yes or no? 61 to 119. We will not be having any factor for 120. Definitely. That is for sure. Just you consider 12 itself. 12 itself. What are the factors? These are the factors, right? So after 6, can we have any factor for 12 other than 12? Here also
No.
you can, no. So 6 multiplied by 2 is 12. 4 multiplied by 3 is 12. Okay. Here also you can observe it is keep on, the second multiple is keep on decrementing. So here it should be 1. After 2, it should be 1 only. 1 in the sense the number here should be 12 only. So we can consider up to 6. Whenever we wanted to get the factors of a given number, what we will do is starting from 1 up to half of that particular number only we will go. Afterwards, just we will display that n value itself. Okay, so that we can eliminate the number of divisions that we need to perform. Yes or no? Did you observe the optimization here? Yes.
Yes,
We
sir.
are, yeah, we are trying to minimize the number of divisions that we need to perform. How we are minimizing? Just by observing with several examples. Okay, we are trying to generalize whatever the observations that we have made. Like for 120, after 60, we will not be having any factor other than that 120 itself. Similarly, for 1255. Now, up to what extent we have to do? What are the factors of 1255? After the half of that particular number, we will not be having any other factor other than that 1255. So, what is the half of this number? 600 and 627. Okay, this will be the half of it. So after this, we will not be having any more factors other than this. Except this, we will not be having any factors here. So we can consider up to this itself. Okay, did you get the point?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So how we can draw the flow chart for it? What is the input? Of course, start will be there. That is rounded rectangle. Then starting from here, what input we will indicate by using parallelogram. So input is n itself. Then we will initialize k value. Okay, k value equal to 1. What kind of symbol we have to use for initialization? Rectangle. Some processing, some computation means we have to use rectangle. Here computation is assignment. You may think that we are not calculating anything. Computation in the sense some processing. Okay, here we are assigning 1 to k. Okay, 1 we are assigning to k, that is also processing. That's why we have to use rectangle. Then after this, we have to check whether n is divisible by k or not. If n mod k is equal to n mod k equal to 0 or not, this is the condition. So condition we will represent by using diamond. Next, if it is true, this is the way. If it is false, then this is the way. So true here, false here. Next, if it is true, we have to display. For displaying, it is output, so we have to use parallelogram. So what we will be displaying? The factor. What is the factor? If n mod k equal to 0, k is the factor, so we have to display k value. Next, if that is not the factor, then we have to see whether the next number is factor or not. So we have to increment k value by 1. K value by 1. So we are processing here, right? So k is equal to k plus 1. That's what we will do. So k is equal to k plus 1 we will do whenever it is false. Suppose if it is true, what we will do? We will display the k, then again we have to increment. So in either case, we have to increment k value. Then after incrementing, we have to check whether that incremented k value is divisible by that n is divisible with incremented k value or not. But before going to check that particular one, whether we have reached the maximum bound or not, we have to check. So what is the condition? K value should be what is the condition to check? K value should be up to what extent we can go? That is in general 1 to n. So if k is within this range, then it is allowed. But according to our observation, we need not go up to n. We can display only. No, we can consider only. We can display only. What is v? Actually, this is kick. What is this bound? We consider
Half
here.
of,
Yeah.
n by 2.
12, yeah, 12 means 6, 1200 means 600, 120 means 6, n means n by 2. So up to n by 2. So what should be the condition here? If k is within the range, that is, if k is less than or equal to n by 2. Okay, if k is less than or equal to n by 2, that is the condition. Okay, condition means we have to use diamond. So if it is true, okay, if it is true, then this is true, let us consider, we can repeat. So we will go here and repeat, that is n mod k equal to 0 or not, we will check. So this process we will repeat. If it is false, what we will do? If it is false, that means k value we have checked up to n by 2, then yeah, please complete it. Up to n by 2, whatever the factors we are having, that we have displayed already. Okay, by using this we have displayed. But after this, we have to end the process or any other thing.
K plus 1.
K plus 1 we are doing here, right?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Anyway, k plus 1 we are doing. After that, we are checking the bound. If it is not reaching, we are going to check for the next number. We will either we will display if it is a factor, otherwise we will increment it directly. Again we will check. Like this process will be repeated. Let us consider n value as 8. So for 1 it will be true, so 1 we will display. After that k value will be incremented. So k value initialized as 1, so it will be incremented. Output will be 1 so far. Next, again k is less than or equal to n by 2. What is n by 2? 4. So it is true. Whenever it is true, it has to go here and check n mod k. What is k value? 2. What is n value? 8. 8 mod 2. It is 0. So k will be displayed. What is k value? 2. That will be displayed. This is output that you keep in mind. Okay. Next, k value will be incremented. So k value will become 3. Next, k will be checked. That is 3 less than or equal to n by 2 or not. Yes or no? So 3 less than or equal to n by 2. What is n by 2? 4. 3 is less than or equal to 4, which is true. So again it will check n mod k. What is n? 8. K is 3. N mod k, that is 8 mod 3, is not equal to 0. So it is false. Then it will come here. In this way it will come because it is false. So k value will be incremented. It will not display anything, just it will increment the k value. Now k value, what is k value? 4. And n by 2 value? 4 itself. 4 less than or equal to 4, which is true. So again it will go back to the condition. That is n mod k equal to 0 or not. 8 mod k, that is 8 mod 4, is equal to 0 or not. Is it true or false? 8 mod 4 equal to 0 or not? Yes, what happened? 8 mod 4 equal to 0 or not, it will be checking. Do you have any doubt? Yes, please respond. 8 mod 4 equal to 0 or not?
Yes, sir, it is true.
It is true. So it will come here and it will display k value. What is k value here? 4. Now k value will be incremented. After displaying, it will come here. Okay, it will come here. Then k value will be incremented. So k value becomes 5. Now it will check the condition. What's the condition? K less than or equal to n by 2. What is n by 2 value? 4. K value 5. So 5 is less than or equal to 4, which is false. So it will come here. What is the output so far? 1, 2, 4. What should be the output? What are the factors of the 8? So what should be the output? Total output. 1, 2, 4 only.
1, 2, 4, 8.
Yeah, 1, 2, 4, 8. So 8 should be displayed. But to determine that 8 is factor of itself, we no need to compute anything. We no need to check anything. Directly, whatever the number you take, that itself will be the factor, one of the factors of itself. So 8 we can display straight away. So after n by 2, it will become false, and here we can display n itself. Why? Because n is the factor of itself, then we can stop. Stop in the sense end, that is rounded rectangle. Okay, here start, then n we are taking as input, then k value we are initializing with a 1, then we are checking this condition and we are repeating if this is not reaching the bound as n by 2. If it is beyond the bound, that is n by 2, we will stop this process, that is it will become false and we will display n without any processing, we will display. This is parallelogram. Okay, did you understand this flow chart? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, please note down this.
So,
I think just one additional point we have added, that is up to n by 2 itself sufficient. Here, to the previous discussion, we have added this point, k less than or equal to n by 2. Earlier, the condition was k less than or equal to n. Then, if it is true, we will be repeating. If it is false, then we will stop. Yeah. Suppose, let me ask one question. If suppose the condition is k is greater than n by 2, how this flowchart has to be changed? If the condition I am saying as k is greater than n by 2, this is the condition I wanted to give, then how this flowchart has to be changed? Where it has to change? Yeah. Yes, please respond, ma'am. If k is greater than n by 2, instead of this condition, okay, I wanted to give
greater than n.
Yes,
2k is greater than n.
2k, okay, then no, what I am asking is how this flowchart has to be changed if I give this condition, okay, instead of this condition I wanted to give this condition. Yeah.
if
Sir,
if it
I
is
guess-
false, it will continue. If it is true, it will end.
Yeah, that's it. Just we have to interchange true and false. That's it. Flowchart will not change. Just these outcomes we have to interchange. That's it. If k is greater than n by 2, what does it mean? K is not less than or equal to n by 2.
So, it
So-
is false. We have to continue it. Sir.
Yeah. So if k is greater than n by 2, then we have to stop. If k is this condition is false, then we have to continue. So just we will replace this true with false, false with true. That's it. Yeah. I hope you understand why I have asked this question. Yeah. Next. Let us consider another problem. I will describe, then you draw the flowchart. I will tell you the problem. I will be giving the input as n. One number I will be giving as input, and you have to, if this particular n is odd number, okay, try to understand. If the number is odd number, then you have to display all the odd numbers from 1 to n. 1 to n, all the odd numbers you have to display. Whenever, if n is odd. Similarly, 1 to n, whatever the even numbers we have, those all even numbers you have to display if n is even. Okay, this is the problem. You have to draw the flowchart. You please draw the flowchart. Yeah, in 1 minute you could able to draw. Just you have to take the input as n. So parallelogram, take n, that is read n. Before that we will be having start, then read n. After this you have to check whether it is even number or odd number. According to that, you have to display one by one, starting from 1. 1 by 1 you have to display. Whether if it is odd, you have to display, like suppose the given number is 9, then what should be the output? If the given number is 9, then what should be the output?
Odd.
Odd.
No. I
N
wanted
plus
to
1.
try to understand the question. If the number is odd, then you have to display all the odd numbers from 1 to n. That's it. Okay. You have to display all the odd numbers from 1 to n. So if the number is 9, 9 is odd number, so you have to display all the odd numbers from 1 to 9. So what should be the output?
1357.
1357.
9. Okay.
9.
Next, if the number is 11, then
13579.
11. 11 as to n, whatever the odd number is. Similarly, if the number is 12, then
1, 3, 5, 7, 9, 11.
If the number is 12, 12 is even number. So you have to display even numbers
4,
only.
6,
Yeah,
2,
2, 4,
4, 6, 8,
8,
10, 12.
yeah. So, I think you understood the problem. If the number is
Yes.
odd, then you have to display all the odd numbers from 1 to n. If the number is even number, you have to display all the even numbers from 1 to n. Now, if the input is 6, then
2, 4, 6.
yeah, 2, 4, 6. That's it. So now you draw the flowchart. Of course, a number is the input, so n is the input. Then yes, n is the input. Then what you have to do? You have to check whether it is even or odd. Okay, how we can check whether the number is even?
It is odd.
N
N
mod 2 equals to 0.
n mod 2. Okay, n by 2 only we will be performing, but we have to consider remainder. That's why we will use mod operator. So if n mod 2 equal to 0, what does it mean? If n mod 2 equal to 0,
Even.
even number. So if it is even, then we will perform certain instructions. If it is true, we will display even numbers. If it is false, we will display odd numbers.
Odd.
So to display starting from 1 to n all the even numbers, what can be the code? How we can draw the flowchart? 1 to n all the even numbers we wanted to display. If it is true, then yes. As even numbers, odd numbers, like sequence will be deferred by only one. Like if you know one of the even number in the series as 3, what is the next number in the series? What is the next number?
5.
5. That you know, right? Directly, if I give a number as 11, number in the sense one of the numbers in the sequence of odd numbers is 11. What is the next number means? Directly you could able to say 13. So how we could able to get 13 from 11?
Plus 2.
What's the next number of 13?
15.
That is plus 2 only, right? So only thing is seed. What is the seed? From where we have to start. If it is even number, from where we have to start? All the even numbers we have to display means what is the seed?
2.
2. So let us consider seed as k. K value we will initialize as 2. K value is 2. If it is odd, then what is the seed?
3.
1.
1, 1.
So k is equal to 1. Next, after this, what is the next number to be displayed? We will display this k, right? First of all,
K
we will
plus
display k. We will
Plus 2.
yeah, we will display k. Then we will go to increment k value by 2. So incrementing k value by 2, we have to indicate by using rectangle. So k is equal to k plus 2. It is a computation. So k is equal to k plus 2. We will be representing in rectangle. After incrementing, again we will display, isn't it? So this we have to attach to this, yes or no? K value after incrementing we have to display. Again we will increment, again we will display. So this has to be repeated, yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? Yeah. Here also k we will display. After this displaying, after this printing, we have to increment k value by
2.
2 only. Yeah, k value by 2. next, after incrementing, again we have to display. Here also again we have to display. But up to what extent we have to repeat this process? Yeah, after incrementing k value by 2,
N.
like yeah, up to n. So that condition we have to check. Yes or no? That condition we have to check. So after incrementing k value, we will be checking the condition. Whether what should be the condition? Yes, what should be the
K
condition?
is equals to N.
Whether k is less than or equal
To N.
to n or not. Okay, this is the condition. Condition we will be indicating by using diamond. If it is true, then we have to go back and display the k value. Okay. If it is true, then only we will go back. Otherwise, we will stop. Okay, this is end. Similarly, here also we have to check the condition that if k value is less than or equal to n, then only we will repeat. Okay, so this should be indicated in a diamond. If it is true, then we will go back and display here. Okay, if it is false, then
End.
end. So we will, yeah. Okay, note down this. I hope you understand. If I put parallelogram, that is to either taking the input or displaying the output. So in this context, we are displaying. Here also we are displaying. Okay, here parallelogram we are using and we are mentioning n. What does it mean? Here we are taking the input. Okay, this is start. Okay, noted.
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Next, let us consider another one. I wanted to find some of the even numbers of the from 1 to n. Okay, from 1 to n, whatever the numbers we have, I wanted to add only even numbers. Okay, this is the problem. So what should be the input? Yes, what should be the input? N only. N is the input. Then what will be the output? Sum will be the output. How this sum can be calculated? Let us consider we are having 6 as the input. Then what should be the output? 6 is the input. Then what should be the output?
12.
Some of the even numbers. So 2, 4, 6 are the even numbers. So those all we have to add. Then we will get 12. Similar to this, if I give 9, then what should be the output? 20, isn't it? Why? Because what are the even numbers that we have? Those only we have to add. So 2, 4, 6, 8. Sum will be 20. Got it? So how can you draw this flowchart? Or you can write the algorithm. If you can, instead of drawing flowchart, you can write the algorithm as well. Tell the steps. First, we will take n as the input. Second step, we will take n as the input. Then or in flowchart you tell. What's the next step? Yes, please respond.
N mod 2.
Sum of 1 to n.
Sum of 1 to n. No. Here we wanted to add only even numbers sum from 1 to n. So from 1 to n, whatever the even numbers we have, those we have to
Display n mod 2.
yes, n mod 2. N mod 2 means whether it is even or not, we will be checking. But what is our requirement? From 1 to n, whatever the even numbers we have, those we have to check. Those we have to sum up. So, first of all, we have to start from 1, isn't it? So, start
Yes,
from
yes,
or
sir.
start from 2. 2 can be the seed. It is simple common sense, yes or no? Because we wanted to add only even number. So, 1 to n means 2 to n only. Yes or no?
Yes,
So
sir.
let us consider k as another variable and the seed is 2 itself. So k is equal to 2. After this, k is equal to 2. Then if k is k mod 2 equal to 0, what does it mean? K is the even number. Definitely k mod 2 equal to 0. K mod 2 equal to 0. Then we have to consider this k for sum. Okay, sum is equal to k. Yes, of now. Next, k value will be incremented. Okay, this is usual procedure we can consider. That is from 1 to n means 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. All these things we will be considering. Out of those which are even, then only we will add that to sum. Okay. Or in other case, what you can do is instead of checking this for everything, if you know that k value starts from 2, k can be the sum directly. And next to this number, that means for 2, 4 will be definitely the even number. So k value can be incremented by 2 as we have discussed in the previous example, previous problem. So k value can be incremented by 2, then it will become 4. Again this particular new k we have to add to the old sum. Yes or no? So this has to be updated as try to understand. K value we are incrementing. Initially k value is 2. N value let us consider 10. Okay, k value is 2. So sum is 2. As of now, sum is 2. Next, k value we will be incrementing by 2. That means k value becomes 4. Now, can we need to check whether 4 is even or not? Can we need to check or not?
No, sir.
No. Why? Because we are incrementing by 2. Any even number, if you increment by 2, definitely we will be getting even number only. So 4 we need not check whether it is even number or not. Directly we can add this 4 to 2
Previous sum.
previous sum. So how it has to be changed? Sum is equal to whatever the sum we have plus k. So sum is equal to sum plus k, then it will become 6. So this instruction will be changed as sum is equal to sum plus k. That's it. And k value will be incremented again. So k will become 6. Now sum is equal to sum plus k. That means 6 plus 6. That is 12. Next again k value will be incremented by 2. Then it is being repeated, right? These two steps. So k value will be incremented by 2. That means it will become 8. And the sum will be updated as sum plus k. That means sum will become 20. Next again k value will be incremented. So this will become 10. Now this will be added to sum. Sum is equal to sum plus k. So earlier sum is 20 and now k value is 10. So this will become 30. After this k value will be incremented. K value will become 12. Now sum is equal to sum plus k. What will be the sum?
42.
What will be the sum? One more time.
42.
What will be the sum?
42.
No. Why? Because what is the question? From 1 to n, whatever the even numbers we have, those only we have to add. So what is n value? 10. So we should not add 12, isn't it? So whenever k value becomes greater than n, then we should stop. So that condition before repeating, we have to check that condition. If k value is less than or equal to n, then only we will repeat. Otherwise, we will end. Got it? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
Can you able to draw the flow chart now? Everything is clear to you, I think. Just we have to take the input, that is, this should be in parallelogram, then this should be in rectangle, then this is the computation only. Sum is equal to sum plus k, it is computation, and the k is equal to k plus 2 is also computation. These two you can consider in one rectangle itself. In one rectangle, you can mention more than one computation as well. So sum is equal to sum plus k, and k is equal to k plus 2. These two lines you can write. After this, we have to check the condition. What is the condition? Whether k is less than or equal to n or not. That condition we will be putting. If this condition is true, then we will keep on repeating this. Understand? Yes?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Now you say you fill these diagram. What you call these boxes. I hope you can fill. This is start. Okay. I'm saying if you are having any doubt, you can follow now. This is start, and we are taking n as the input. After that, k value we have to initialize with the value 2. Why? Because we wanted to display only even numbers. So k value is n. Then here we will be performing sum is equal to sum plus k. What is the sum value? What is sum value initially?
0.
0. So where we have to initialize that is prior to this only we have to initialize. So here itself you can mention that statement as well. Okay, sum is equal to 0. That we will initialize here. Then k value also will initialize with the value 2. These two computations can be included in same rectangle. Like that, not only 2, you can mention any sequence of computations in one rectangle itself. If you don't have any other decisions or any other input that you require, then you can mention all together in one rectangle itself. Okay. Now sum is equal to 0, k value is 2, and sum value we are incrementing as sum plus k. Then k value becomes k plus 2. After this, we will be checking this condition. What's the condition? K less than or equal to n or not. If it is true, we will be repeating. We'll go here. If it is false, then we will stop. That's it. And one more thing, before ending, we have to display the sum, right? For that sum only, we are doing all these things. So how we can display? By using parallelogram. Here we will display sum. That's it. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You can note down. Yes, over.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Next problem is like I wanted to calculate x power n. I wanted to calculate x power n. So for this particular problem, what is the input? What is the input? Suppose you have to calculate 2 cube. What are the two things that you require? 2 and 3. Yes or no? Suppose 4 cube you have to calculate. 4 and 3. Similar to that, what are the inputs here? Yes?
X and n.
X and n.
N.
Yeah, x comma n you have to take as input. Next output will be, of course, x power n will be the output. Now, you consider 4 and 3. What should be the output?
4 power 3.
Power 3.
4 cube.
4 cube means
4 cube.
your mind is not allowing you to put effort. 4 cube means what's the value?
64.
64.
64.
So 5 cube.
125.
25.
125.
125.
6 cube.
216.
216. Okay. 2 power 10. 2 power 10. Hmm.
One zero two four.
1024. Yeah. Like that, whatever the number, whatever the two numbers we are giving, according to that, we have to multiply the given number x how many times? N number of times. So that we will be obtaining x power n. Now you say x cube is x cube. Then how we can obtain x cube value? Yeah. X multiplied by x multiplied by x, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
So
Yes, sir.
x we have to multiply by itself. How many times? How many times we have to multiply?
3 times.
Times.
How many
3
times?
times.
How many multiplications we are
Three.
performing? How many multiplications we are performing?
3.
Check once. See, 3 times. 2
2.
multiplications we are
Two
performing.
times.
Like
2
that.
times.
For the given x power n, how many times? How many multiplications we need to perform?
N minus 1 times.
N minus multiplications we have to perform. That's clear. Next, each time what we have to do? Each time, first time what we are doing? For the first multiplications, what we are doing? We are multiplying x with x, isn't it? For the first time.
Yes, sir.
Yeah. Second time?
Repeating the same.
No. Second time we are not doing same.
We are multiplying the product of first multiplication.
So we will multiply this x multiplied by x with x. Next, third time, this entire thing, entire result we will consider and we will multiply with x. Okay. So let us consider whatever the product, like you consider x cube. First we will calculate x multiplied by x. This let us consider as a product. Okay, this is product. And this you will multiply with x. Next time x power 4 means this entire thing will become this entire thing will become product and you will multiply this with x. Next, x power 5 means this one will become, up to this one will become, yeah, up to this one will become product. Next we will multiply this with x. So in order to generalize, how we can generalize this? Product is equal to, every time product is being updated from product to product is equal to, please complete it. Product is equal to, how we are getting product? How we are getting this product, you tell, up to this? How we are getting this, or you consider 2 we are having. Okay, this is the product as of now. Just to assume product contains x square value. How we are updating this product value? This is the product, new product is equal to
X into X.
one more time. Okay, I will tell one more time here. Let us consider 2 power 4 we have to calculate. 2 power 4. In order to do this one, we have to multiply 2 with 2, then 2 with 2, like that 4 times we have to use 2 itself. 3 multiplications we have to perform. Okay, fine. Now let us assume at certain point we are having this as the product. Okay, I am denoting with T. Now we wanted to multiply with 2 one more time. Okay, then whatever the thing we will get, that will become product. Yes or no?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
So how we can represent in the form of notations? This P is equal to this P is equal to
2
Product
square
into
into 2.
no product. This 2 square is nothing but
Product into
P,
2.
right? As of now,
Product
product is
into
P. So product multiplied by
2.
Previous product multiplied by 2.
multiplied by 2, isn't it? This product is nothing but whatever the product we have multiplied by 2. Then we will get a new product. Next, one more 2 I wanted to do. So then how we can update? This is the product so far. Now we wanted to make it extend. So this P is nothing but this P is nothing but P into this P into 2, isn't it? Otherwise,
sir.
I will tell you
Yes,
in
sir.
one way. Like, let us consider P. Then P represents the product. Next, one more thing. N value and X value. One more thing. We will ensure the count. Okay, count how many multiplications we have to perform. How many multiplications we have to perform?
N minus 1.
N minus 1. So K value we will start from 1. We will start from 1. It is like a counter. Then what will be the product whenever we are having first iteration? Then P value will be X into X. Why? Because
Same.
only one we have. No. P value will be X into X. Why? Because one multiplication we have performed. If K value is 1, in the sense one multiplication we have performed. So P will be X into X. Let us consider X value as 3 and N value as 5. That is 3 power 5 we have to get. So P value will be, whenever K value is 1, then P value should be X into X. So it will become 9. Okay, just you start from this state. Now let us we will go to the previous step after some time. Yeah, just 3 into 3 we will perform and the result will be stored in P. Next, now we will increment K value by 1. So K value is now 2. Again, what we have to do? We have to multiply
9 into 3.
9 into 3, and where we have to store that?
P.
P. So P is equal to 9 into 3 we will perform and we will store in 27. Now K value will be incremented. Then it will become 3. Then again we have to multiply
27 into 3.
27 into 3. Yeah.
what is the 27? 27 is nothing but P. So P we have to multiply with X.
3.
Okay. So now it will become 81. Next, K value will be incremented. So it will become 4. Next,
81 into 4. P
81 into
81 into 3. What is 81?
P into 3.
What is this 81?
P.
product.
81 is nothing but P, isn't it?
Yes, sir.
P we have to multiply with
X. 3.
P we have to multiply with. Yes, please respond, ma'am.
3, sir.
P we have to multiply with. Yes.
3. 3, sir.
Yeah. That 3 is nothing but what? X, isn't it?
X.
Yeah. P we have to multiply with X. Then we will get a new P value. What is this? 243, I think. Yeah. 243. Now, this K, if you increment, it is going beyond N minus 1. Then we will stop the process and we will return P value. That is, we will display the P value. Now, if you observe P value, we are updating every time. How we are updating P value? P is equal to this P value multiplied by
X.
X.
3.
That's it. Yeah. 3 is nothing but X. So we are trying to generalize P is equal to P into X. Now you consider for the first time how we will update P value. P value, we will update it as P into X. What is X plus 3? But what should be the P value at the time, first time?
X into X.
X into X. So what should be the value of P initially?
3.
3. That is nothing but 3 is nothing but
X.
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 Yeah. So p value we will initialize with the value x. Then k value will initialize with 1. Okay, these two we will initialize. Then every time we will update p value as p multiplied by x, and after this we will increment k value. Okay, we will increment k value. Then we will check whether k value is going beyond the limit. What is the limit for k? What is the limit for k?
N minus 1.
N minus
N
1.
So if it is within the limit, that means if k is less than or equal to n minus 1, then we should repeat. What we have to repeat? This we have to repeat. Otherwise, we will display. What we will display? Just the product, that is p and end here. Got it? This is the flowchart. X power n, we are multiplying this x with itself. Clear?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. And in the next class, by next class, what you have to do is, instead of having this k is less than or equal to n minus 1, I wanted to have k value less than or equal to n. Okay, I wanted to put this condition. Then how we have to change this code? Okay, this entire logic, how we have to change, that you please tell in the next class. Did you get the question? Yes.
Yes,
If
sir.
the, yeah, if the condition
Yes,
should be
sir.
k is less than or equal to n, what should be other things that we have to change?
X.
That you tell in the next class.
X
Next
power
one
n
more.
plus 1.
No. The output should be same. Input should be same. Output should be same. But only I wanted to change that condition. K is less than or equal to n. That means n multiplications we have to perform. Then where we have to change in order to keep the output as same. That you work out and try to get. Okay. One clue is you work out like this. Then you will get answer. Okay. By taking all the variables, then you try to work out n number of times you have to multiply something. Then how you could able to get the answer that you try to find. Yeah. And from next class onwards, you try to attend offline classes physically, so that you will get more accustomed to this logic building. Okay, these are crucial classes. Although these seems to be trivial, these are crucial classes. You please try to attend physically, and don't miss the next class. Next 2 classes, I will tell important topic which will be useful for you forever if you are in this computer science